In the heart of what was once a vibrant Ukrainian port city, a silent and insidious transformation is unfolding. Mariupol, a name synonymous with resilience and tragic loss, continues to be a focal point of geopolitical maneuvering and contested narratives. From the deployment of elite military units to an ambitious, yet controversial, reconstruction agenda, the city stands as a stark testament to the ongoing conflict, its fate hanging precariously between strategic importance and the profound human cost of war. Recent reports from the Center for Occupation Studies indicate a significant military presence in the temporarily occupied city of Mariupol. Elite special forces from the Federal Security Service (FSB) and Marines, reportedly deployed from annexed Crimea, have been recorded arriving in the region. This marks the second such deployment this autumn, with the initial arrival in September having resulted in casualties among the Marine units during a confrontation in the village of Urzuf, specifically at the Van expansion facility. The latest contingent of forces has been stationed at the Illich iron and steel works, reportedly for integration and coordination purposes before their imminent deployment to the front lines. Mariupol, a strategic Ukrainian port city situated on the Sea of Azov, capitulated to Russian forces in 2022 following a protracted and devastating siege. Its strategic significance is multifaceted, rooted in its status as a vital industrial hub and its pivotal role in establishing a potential land bridge connecting Russia with annexed Crimea. The assault on the city inflicted catastrophic damage on its infrastructure, with estimates suggesting that up to 90% of residential buildings were either damaged or completely destroyed. The human toll was equally staggering. According to estimates by Human Rights Watch, at least 8,000 lives were lost during the siege, underscoring the immense price paid by the city's inhabitants. Following its capture, the occupying authorities swiftly unveiled a master plan for the city's reconstruction, a blueprint that also openly pursued the Russification of Mariupol. Satellite imagery provides a revealing perspective on the changes that have transpired over 3 years of occupation. From an aerial vantage point, 2 flagship projects prominently feature in the emerging cityscape. In the southwestern sector of the city, where sports fields once lay, a naval academy has been constructed. This institution was inaugurated by the Russian president via video link in the summer of 2024. State media from Russia reported that 240 cadets comprised the inaugural cohort, commencing their training in September. Another significant development is the creation of an entirely new residential district named Nevsky on the western periphery of the city. What was previously a verdant meadow has been transformed, with satellite images confirming the erection of new buildings by early 2023 and ongoing construction on others. By May 2025, additional residential structures had been completed, interspersed with amenities such as soccer fields and basketball courts. Russian authorities assert that over 5,000 new apartments, housed within 70 new buildings, have been constructed for the residents of Mariupol. By the close of 2024, officials claimed that nearly all homes in Mariupol had been rebuilt. While progress on these construction endeavors is visible in satellite imagery, the indelible scars of the city's destruction remain starkly evident, particularly in the eastern districts, challenging the narrative of full restoration. Critically, these new residential developments appear not to be aimed at rehousing displaced Ukrainian citizens but rather at creating attractive properties for Russian settlers, primarily facilitated through mortgage schemes, further solidifying the Russification efforts. Against this backdrop of conflict and transformation, the international diplomatic stage remains intensely active. Ukrainian citizens recently voiced their expectations and concerns regarding an anticipated meeting between the US President and the Ukrainian President in Washington. A Ukrainian veteran, reflecting on the arduous struggle, expressed a sentiment of unwavering resolve, stating, "We showed the whole world that we can fight and we are ready to fight until the end, and we expect support from our friends, Americans, from the American people." This plea for solidarity underscores the deep hope for continued international backing. However, not all sentiments were optimistic. An army medic expressed profound skepticism about the efficacy of such high-level discussions. "There are no expectations from any of these meetings because the previous meetings showed that they are not productive," she remarked. Her apprehension extended to the activities of the US President, noting, "In relation to the US President and his activities, there is a big question, and unfortunately, this is not a question of a positive nature. This highlights a growing unease among some Ukrainians regarding the commitment and direction of international support." Another citizen articulated a more pointed criticism, perceiving a perceived collaboration or cooperation that implies a lack of clear support for Ukraine. This individual stressed that there is no room for neutrality, asserting, "You can't be grey, you are white or black," and that the US president's stance clearly shows his position as not being unequivocally for Ukraine. These varied opinions illustrate the complex mix of hope, fatigue, and critical assessment prevalent among the populace. The US president was scheduled to host the Ukrainian president for discussions at the White House. A central point of contention in these talks revolved around military aid, specifically the US leaders signaling that he was not prepared to authorize the sale of a long-range missile system that Ukrainian forces considered desperately needed. The Ukrainian president had been seeking these advanced weapons, such as Tomahawk cruise missiles with a range of approximately 995 miles, to enable strikes deep into Russian territory. The strategic aim of such strikes would be to target key military installations, energy infrastructure, and other critical sites, with the intention of compelling the Russian president to engage more seriously in direct negotiations to end the conflict. The meeting between the US and Ukrainian leaders followed closely on the heels of a lengthy phone conversation between the US president and the Russian president, during which they discussed the ongoing conflict. Furthermore, the US president announced plans for a second meeting this year with the Russian president, tentatively scheduled to occur in approximately 2 weeks in Hungary's capital, Budapest, although a definitive date had yet to be set. This series of engagements underscores the intricate diplomatic dance unfolding on the global stage. In the days preceding these high-level discussions, the US president had shown openness to supplying Ukraine with the long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles. This prospect, however, drew a stern warning from the Russian president, who cautioned that such a move would severely exacerbate US-Russian relations. Yet, following his direct phone call with the Russian president, the US president appeared to retract or significantly downplay the likelihood of Ukraine receiving these crucial missiles. This shift in stance further complicates the already challenging task for the Ukrainian leadership in securing the necessary military aid to prosecute the war effectively. The situation in Mariupol and the broader geopolitical landscape paint a picture of enduring challenges. While the city endures a systematic campaign of Russification disguised as reconstruction, its past devastation remains a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. Simultaneously, the diplomatic efforts to secure vital support for Ukraine are fraught with complexities, mirroring the diverse and often conflicting expectations of its people. The balance of power, the trajectory of the conflict, and the very future of Ukraine continue to hinge on these intricate interactions and decisions, emphasizing the profound urgency and global significance of the events unfolding both on the ground and in the halls of international diplomacy.